and tonight is August 26th here in Los Angeles, and I think it's already 27 on New York on East Coast. So, and we're talking about the main political events of the day and do some analytics, and we're sharing opinions. So, guys, ask your questions in chat, like my video, and subscribe my channel. And let's go, let's talk, how we usually do. So the mainstream media topics for today is first one is with Kilmar Garcia. He was detained by ICE, yesterday, and now we are negotiating with ICE about his legal status, and he applied for political asylum again. And yes, I'm sure he has right to apply for political asylum. This is his, our international laws, we provide this right to any person who in danger. We can apply for immigration case about this asylum status. But it's not many events happening today in the United States, because it's August, end of August, everyone on vacation. So with mainstream media, we don't know what to write about. But this case with Kilmar, it's a really important case, because it was first case when we were fighting with ICE, with immigration, about his status, because he was living here in the United States for many years, like I guess over 10 years, and he has kids here in the United States, and yeah, he wasn't perfect man. He has something behind, but still he has a family. He has like community life and stuff like this, and of course he has right to defend himself according our laws. And it's the mainstream, because we want to deport him in Uganda now, not in Ecuador, where he was in the jail and where he was returned from. And Uganda is completely different place. It's like our planet. It's in Africa, and it's really far. And it's our senators and our Congress members, they can't go there and get him up from jail over there, because it's going to be very far, very expensive and stuff like this. So guys, hi, I see somebody watching me. So ask your question, put your likes, and let's continue. Another important thing, Trump, President Donald Trump, he is continuing his trade war with India now, and today he imposed 50% tariff on India. He was talking about this, but it was not, it was only talk and threats. Now he imposed 50% tariff. And it's really much, because we have a lot of stuff from India. For example, iPhones, where most of iPhones produced in India now, not in China. And President Trump trying to push Indian Prime Minister Modi, because they buying Russian oil, and President Trump wants to stop this process. He wants India stop to buy Russian oil and pay money. But better idea to push European Union, because they are the main buyer of Russian oil and gas, and they paying the most money to Russia for their oil and gas, and the most important, they financing the war this way. This is what President Trump was talking about still in 2016, 10 years ago, once he was elected first term. He arrived to Europe, to NATO, and start talking with people over there about this situation, what we have to stop by Russian gas and oil, because it's financing Putin's aggressive plans. So we knew already what Putin has aggressive plans against Ukraine and against our countries. And President Trump was trying to prevent what's happening. And we did not listen with European countries, European leaders. We did not listen what President Trump says. They continued to buy Russian oil and gas. They continued to pay hundreds of billions of dollars. I think we pay every year. We pay around like 150, 160 billion dollars to Russia for their oil and gas. So it's really something. It's much, and it's really difficult, because we didn't stop do it yet. So we continue to buy the Russian oil And guess now, during the war almost 4 years, last almost 4 years, and we're still buying it. So it's really weird situation. So I don't know what to say about this. So now he's pushing India because he already made trade deal with Europe, and he doesn't want uh, to push Europe this way. And now Ukrainians they start push Europe this way because they attacking with oil pipes and gas lines from Russia to Europe, and it really works. It helps. So this is what's actually happening. But trade war with India, it's interesting thing because we have alliance between Russia, China, and India now. And actually, President Trump pushing these countries, huge countries like China and India. It's 3 billion population together, plus Russia. It's a strong military country with nuclear weapon. President Trump, with his action, pushing them create alliance against the West. So against United States and European countries. I don't know, is it good or bad, because we have another reason to be together and fight against United States. But with this 50% and this try to press Modi, it was the test, and this test shows that yeah, we really created alliance. It calls BRICS, but BRICS like economic structure, but we have, I guess, military alliance, and we have military plans together, because India and China, they were always like enemies. It was not good relationship between these two countries, and it was really hard. Sometimes we have a little military action on the border, and it was really hard and interesting. But now we looks like we're friends, and we have big celebration of Second World War ending. So it's a victory on Japan, and it's going to be big celebration in China, in Beijing, and with head of Chinese leader Xi. He is hosting Putin and Modi at this military parade, and it's going to be big, huge celebration, and we're all going to be together, and we're going to talk about, I guess, military plans for the future. So this is what we have to be prepared for. So this 50% tariff, what President Trump imposed on India, it's not gonna help, and it's not gonna work. And we have to think how to defend ourselves from these nations, because we're really dangerous. This is what I think. Also, President Trump today was talking, and yesterday he wants to rename Department of Defense to Department of War. And this is also a sign of the time when it looks like we're getting ready for the war now. Because we had Department of War, and it was in the beginning of 20th century, before the World War I. And now President Trump wants to do the same, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth today also said he agreed with President Trump, and he also wants to rename Department of Defense to Department of War, because this department really working on war, not on defense. And this is really sign of the time where we're living in. Okay, so now we can take a look what President Trump writing in his social media, because President Trump is the most important newsmaker in our country, and he always say something, because rest people way on vacation or something. So first, what he is talking about, it's quote: Republicans ban mail-in voting. President Donald J. Trump. So he wants to restrict mail-in voting for whole country, but with regulation, it's jurisdiction of states, not of president. But nowhere in the world people voting in mail, because it's it's a lot of frauds, and anything can happen, because government don't control, local authorities, they don't control who is really voting. It can be anyone. So again, is also part of with election campaign for midterm election to the House of United States. Second part of administrative actions what we're trying to do together with gerrymandering process in Texas and in California, and I think another states gonna do the same. They also gonna do gerrymandering, and of course, I think a lot of states gonna just restrict mail-in voting. If you wanna vote, you have to go to voting post. I think it's in the school or in the church, and just vote. And of course, you have to show your ID because it's really important too. How to check if you have right to vote? Really, we have like around maybe 30 million people who doesn't have a right to vote, but possibly they may vote. And also, one person can vote few times, and it's also illegal. But there is no any mechanism what allowed to government control of this situation. How to prevent people could vote for few times. One person can vote few times in different voting posts. If this person just say, I'm John, on another post he say, I'm Mike. So how to prevent situation like this? I don't know. So we're trying to do something with this situation because nowhere in the world, in first world, I mean, I don't know how it works in like Venezuela or something, but even in Russia, they have advanced election technology, which you can't vote few times or you can't make any kind of vote fraud and something like this. Also, President Trump saying in his social media, like reporting about his, federal takeover of DC, he says crime numbers are way down in DC. Amazing progress being made. Thank you for your attention for this matter. Yes, and President Trump is right here, and he's saying this because he plans to deploy our militaries in Chicago and in Maryland and possibly in other democratic cities. And it's also interesting because it's working. What he did in Washington D.C., he was criticized by Democrats, by all mainstream media. They were arguing, they were yelling and screaming against these actions, but these actions were working. We can see it in Washington D.C. because yes, crime rate went down, dropped down, and it's now it's way better. You can walk on the streets, you can sit in cafe, you can do all you want. It's absolutely not dangerous now. So this is what we're working for right now. Also, we're talking about something important. Let me go down. In his social media. Yeah, I don't know why this idea came to his head, to President Trump, but he wants to return barrel crackers, old style logo. I don't know why he likes them and what even difference. Guys, I see you watching me. Give me some likes. I don't see no likes yet. I'm talking already like 14 minutes and no likes here. Can you hear me? Can you write something in chat? I can see any reaction of you. So, yeah. So, and this is generally everything what President Trump told us, but it was important answers today for journalists on Ukrainian crisis, Ukrainian war. And of course, journalists always ask him about what he's going to do with Russia, because everyone understands perfectly what Russia is not going to go and do peace with Ukraine. They want to fight because China pushing them, Russians and China behind their back. So they feel free to fight with Ukraine, and I think really we don't have no force to stop them. And President Trump say he is going to start economic war with Russia because he doesn't want to do World War III. So we can't expect any military actions. But I think, of course, President Trump gonna send more weapons to Ukraine because it's really important, and because Ukraine have to fight and have to defeat their enemies, aggressor, Russia. And this is also what President Trump was writing about in his social media. So I think not everything what's happening we really know, and not everything we want to talk about because we're not sure. But if really, if peace talks not going to be successful, we're supposed to go to military action somehow. And first, what you can think, it's stronger military support for Ukraine, better weapons, and it's offensive weapons compared to what President Biden did to Ukraine. They sent only, defensive weapons. Now President Trump already signed the deal again. He loves deals, and he signed the deal to send 3,350 cruise missiles to Ukraine, and it's really serious decision, never done before. And he sold it. He sold it for $850 million. I don't know who paid for this, cruise missiles, but I think Europeans paid for this, and it's really serious because before United States, supplied to Ukraine some even ballistic missiles, but it was like 10, 15, 20. And here we're talking about almost 3,500 cruise missiles. So they can attack Russia. They can prevent some offensive actions from Russia. And it's really strong political decision. And it wasn't, loud. It was very quiet. We just made the deal. We signed papers, and with cruise missiles, we got shipped to Ukraine. Also, all European countries now start talking about to send airplanes, jet fighters to Ukraine, like F-16 and Mirage 2000, French type. And I think a lot of different. It was we were talking a lot last years during President Biden presidency. They sent something like 10 or 12 jet fighters only, and it was all like from 70s. Now we're really ready to send with jet fighters really fast, already at September. So this is what we see, and this is how United States policy will go. It's not. It's completely different from what President Trump say. He has peaceful rhetorics. He is trying to be nice with Putin. He is trying to be nice with everyone. Show, like very friendly, but his hands doing completely different thing. He is sending weapons. So he is strengthening the front and help Ukrainians to fight. Because we're in high risk of military intervention of China to Taiwan. Taiwan is, United States ally, and the United States supposed to support Taiwan. At this case, we have to fight for them, and we have to do a lot. Also, we're talking about, these drones, because drones is the most important weapon on the battlefield for right now. It's like small drones we use in like 10 miles area, and it's big drones which fly for hundreds, thousand miles from Russia to Ukraine. And with drones, we don't need any connection to satellite or navigation system, because now we have AI, and AI can recognize targets because it's already everything in the head of these drones. We don't need any correction. We don't need any, nobody watch them. We don't need operators. So we absolutely autonomous. And it's really horrible, because how to fight against them, because we actually don't have anti-drone system comparable with anti-aircraft, something like, because anti-aircraft missiles very expensive. They cost like over $1 million each, and drone may cost like $500 or $1,000. You can't spend with missile to shot with drone for $500, but it's really dangerous weapon, and we can have it like millions and trillions things. So it's really big, and this is the future of the war. We don't need no more tanks. We don't need no more you know, airplanes, drones, all drones, no missiles, no nothing, only drones. Okay, guys, thank you for watching me. I don't see no likes, no anything here. So see you tomorrow when it's no many events. So I think that's why nobody wanna ask me no question. Okay, thank you.